Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and you guessed it, today we have a plant chores video for you. I hope that you're super excited. I know that I'm feeling pretty excited about this. We got some fun stuff to do today. And also, happy to say that this video is sponsored by Green Chef. So we'll be talking about them a little bit later, but I have to tell you guys, I have been literally counting down the days until my Green Chef box arrived because I have been in such a funk lately where I just don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, but just for transparency's sake, like my house is a mess, my plants really need some help, and let's get this going. There's a squirrel taunting my dogs, I'm sure, so hold on. The wild beasts have been tamed and I got a new battery. So what I need to do today is, number one, this guy needs to be repotted pretty badly, and so does this one. These are both little Hoyas that I water. Well, they're not little, they're actually quite large, but I water them when I remember and just kind of go from there. But I haven't repotted them in years and they're both sort of stagnant right now. And I think that when I increase the watering and I give them a good repot with some fresh soil and nutrients, they will be much happier with me. I have my elbow pieces, which some of the leaves are dying off, and these need to be potted back in with the big plant. And that plant needs new soil. These pieces from my big Adansonii tree need to be put into soil. And I think I decided with those, when I start to see growth happening, then I'll put in the wood piece, because I want to put in like a really tall wood piece so that it can get pretty big. But that's probably gonna have to wait until I can get it into a greenhouse because I don't have room for that inside of my house right now. And then I have to do some pest treatment because my mammy still has spider mites. I don't know if I shared that with you guys, but she's got spider mites and she's looking really bad. So I need to do some work on her. Anyway, we got a full day ahead of us. Okay, Dignity Power Clean is now over. So something kind of funny is I got a letter from the Arbor Club or something, and they told me that if I made a donation, then I could get 5 trees. So I made a donation. I don't remember how much. Oh, it was the Arbor Day Foundation. I think maybe 50 bucks or something like that. I mean, I didn't break the bank, but you know, it's a good program, so I donated a little bit. And in exchange for my donation, I got 5 or 6 trees, and I got to pick out which trees that I got. The problem is they weren't labeled, so I have no idea which tree is which. Obviously this is the spruce or whatever one that was. Again, tree ID, not for me. That rhymed. I've got all these trees and they said to not plant them until the last frost has occurred, which is not gonna be for a couple more weeks. And they said they'd hold them and not ship them out until it was time. But I got them like a week ago and I can't plant them yet because it's like in the 30s at night right now, which like is so annoying because it's getting cold again. And I'm just trying to get through it. Maybe that's why I've been feeling like I'm in a bit of a funk. I don't know, but like I have no motivation right now. I don't wanna cook, I don't wanna clean, I don't wanna do laundry. And my house is just a reflection of that, which is great. Not really. I put them in this pitcher and they've all got like cute little root systems here and they seem to be doing just fine. I mean, I've switched out the water a few times and I'm trying to keep them like under the light. I have a grow light situation over here. So it's from Modern Sprout. I'm super excited to have it. And anyway, one of them is actually growing leaves, which is cute. Actually, a few of them have some growth buds happening. But anyway, if you see this in the background, that's what it is. I will be planting these trees when it's a little bit warmer and I'm super excited about it. But anyway, I guess I can show you this cute little grow light station that I have here. It's from Modern Sprout and it's just this really cute like brass, if you can see the color, little grow situation. So you're supposed to put like herbs and stuff in it. But right now I have my begonia underneath it just because I feel like it needs some extra light. So anyway, I am gonna be growing like basil and other stuff in it later, but for now, it's just for that. And I don't know if these plants are getting any light from it, but I also just keep this right here in front of there. So the first thing we're gonna do is repot those Hoya, so I'm gonna get set up. I've got the De La Tanks again. I gave a little spiel about what that is. Ouch! I gave my little spiel about what De La Tanks is in a video that I posted last week or maybe a few days ago. I don't know when any of my videos are going up, but hopefully you've checked that out if you want to know more about this soil mix. And it's so dark. I'm trying to, is this too dark? I feel like it's a little dark, but maybe it's not the worst that it could be. It's so cloudy outside. There is no sun. And usually I make that an excuse to not work, but I can't do that every day because then nothing will get done. Chopsticks have sort of become like one of my favorite plant tools lately. It's so helpful just to like carve the plant out of the pot with a chopstick, especially when the plant is like completely root bound. Oh my gosh. And I have to say, the smell of dry soil is strong. It's very strong. I'm trying not to inhale too much. Okay, I'm just gonna loosen up the root ball a little bit. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I was planning on just switching out the soil and potting it back into this pot, but it's just not gonna work. It is way too full. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually transfer this plant into the pot that the obovata is in, because the obovata is in the next pot size up, and just sort of see what I can do. Oof, let's see how this one does. Ooh, she is full too. I kind of wish I would have thought this through a bit more and went shopping for pottery before I did this, because I don't know if I have a pot that will be suitable for this one, but I will just pop this one into here real quick. Ooh, yeah, that's perfect. She is gonna love her new home. Okay, I sort of changed the angle. Hopefully this will allow more lighting, plus now you can see the cabinet. I'm doing my best. All right, so this is the pot that I have. It's an 8-inch terracotta pot, and I think that it'll be suitable. I think we'll be okay. This one doesn't have as much root development. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of space. I don't really like using these like long, tall terracotta pots that much, just because I feel like the root systems on plants like to be a little bit like shorter, if that makes sense, like shorter and wider. So I usually opt for the wider, like more orchid pot vibe pots, but this is a pot that I bought a long time ago and I still have it, so I might as well use it. Perfect. I hope that it's not going to be too heavy because it is living in a macrame hanger. That's my only concern at this point, is that it'll be too heavy, but I think we'll be okay. But any size larger than this is probably going to be too heavy for a macrame hanger. I really hope that since I've done that, I start to see some changes, some results. We will have to see. I'll keep you updated. As I mentioned before, this video is sponsored by Green Chef, so let's take a pause in the plant content to make a meal together. I can't tell you how happy I was when my box arrived this week, because I really could use the help. I'm feeling totally unmotivated, as I said, but Green Chef makes feeding myself so much more enjoyable, and honestly, it actually feels more like a self-care process than cooking. Green Chef is a CCOF certified organic company with lots of options for every lifestyle, including paleo, vegan, gluten-free, vegetarian, fast and fit, and Mediterranean. Because each meal comes pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped, I have to do just about zero thinking as I'm cooking. And even better, I didn't have to run around the grocery store looking for all of the ingredients. It's all in the bag, ready for me anytime I want to cook a meal. Normally when I'm feeling like this, I have a tendency to eat something easy like ramen or cereal for like every meal, but after a while I can tell that my body needs more nutrients, and with Green Chef's wide variety of high quality, clean ingredients, I always feel great about what I'm eating. And if you noticed, I had a timer running to see if I could cook this meal in under 30 minutes, and I totally did it. It was awesome. So if you're looking to simplify your mealtime routines, you can use my code DELAPLANTS130 to get $130 off plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com for more details, and let's get back into the video. I'm realizing now that repotting while all this new growth is happening, I don't know if that's the smartest. It might slow things down, but I'd really like to get it into better soil. And also, I'm not even sure if this pot will be suitable anymore because we do have some roots poking out the bottom. So we will have to see. I remember this plant having quite the root system. I mean, Syngonium typically do. If you grow Syngonium, you know. The roots are crazy. Ooh, dear. They look like worms. The roots straight up look like worms. So funny. I don't know if my camera's gonna pick that up at all, but okay. This soil mix held up pretty nicely. We've got a little bit of bark in here. Very cool. So I'm just gonna shed a lot of this away. It's a piece of a bamboo stick that rotted off. I am gonna repot it back into the same pot because the soil had settled quite a bit, so there's a lot of room at the top still of this pot, and this pot is very large, all things considered. I think it's an 8 or 10 inch pot. So we've got plenty of room still. So what I do in these situations where I have chopped and propped and I'm potting the propped pieces back in, I will put the main plant in here. Uh-oh, I just broke something. It was either a root or a new growth point. I'm a monster. So this is a piece that I propped. I'm gonna remove any plant that, see, this one didn't root at all. It happens. And I'm only going to be potting plants that have already rooted and still look good. So this one rooted, but it doesn't look very good. And maybe a new growth point will come out. We'll hold on to that one just in case. This one rooted really nicely. I really should have cut like right here and not all the way down here because now all the roots are at the bottom. Doesn't really make any sense, but this is an all green piece anyway, so it's not my priority with this plant. So I think that we have concluded, or we can conclude, that the actual leaves that I propagated off of this mother plant did not fare as well as the regrowth did. So it'll be interesting to see what this plant ends up being in the long term, because I have a feeling that these leaves right here that I'm planting in now are not gonna add too much to the equation. It's interesting finding that out, you know. What I thought would happen did not happen. I thought that these cuttings would be the way that this plant would live on, but it turns out no, not at all, which was an interesting lesson. Okay, that's bad, that's bad, this is obviously bad, and this is bad. So we have one piece from the second jar that lived on. Not good. Not very good odds here. I'm just gonna put it right next to all this other growth. I almost don't even want to pot these pieces in with it. I don't know. Just feel like it has like bad energy. Okay, it doesn't look bad. Okay, you know, I'm gonna pot them together. We will pot them together in honor of my podcast, Potted Together. Plants are better when they're potted together, right? It gives it a little bit of height, but also I don't think those pieces are gonna live for very long. I don't know, just my prediction. Where's my soil scoop? Here we go. I think now that this is all potted back together, I will officially stop bringing this plant up every single time I do any sort of plant update. I feel like I have talked about it more than I have talked about anything else ever. So I'm just gonna shut up about it now that this is done and enjoy the ride of watching it turn into an even bigger and happier plant. And hold on a minute. What's that? It's dust, we're good. This is my Burley Mark Fantasy. It's seen better days. So let's see what we can do for some TLC. Yeah, this moss pole, useless. Served no purpose for me. Really annoyed by it in general. When I just watered this one too. There's lots of roots, that's good. They look healthy-ish. But I think I'm going to cut this piece right here and root it as its own plant because it is just a mess. And we have a new growth point coming out from the last time I cut it. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then we've got all of this business, which I don't know what to do with. I suppose I could pot this and see what happens. I don't know what to do with it. It has a leaf here and a leaf here, and those leaves look really nice, but the rest of it is like not looking good. So I'm a little torn on what to do. Maybe I'll do some wet stick on this piece. That looks like a pretty good and healthy piece. But this piece is already branched off and put out this piece, which was a runner, and then I cut that, and then now I have this top piece. But this bottom leaf is so pretty, I just don't know what to do. And I think it needs a bigger pot. All right, I told myself I wasn't gonna use these anymore, but this orchid pot is just the perfect size. It's exactly the size that the plant needs. Just have to add it to my bottom watering roster and everything will be fine. But yeah, I'm lost on what to do with this. I feel like the growth points are used, like they're exhausted growth points, so they're not gonna put out new growth. I have no idea at this point what it's gonna do. Oh, look, there's like a little growth bud right there. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. Oh, Daniel's calling, hold on. So I decided to just cut off a piece that I thought was promising. Where did it go? Oh no, I lost it. I have this piece, but there was another piece I wanted a wet stick. Oh, we're okay, it's right here. Okay, so we got the wet stick. I'm gonna add this to my wet stick propagation center. This I'm going to put in a pot in, I think, cocoa peat, and root it so that it has like good strong soil roots. And maybe I'll root it in here, but that's a bit big. I'm gonna go get a nursery pot to root this in. And then I'm gonna be redoing my wet stick propagation situation. First, we will do the burley marks. I have 2 nursery pots that I have stacked inside of each other because nursery pots are so flimsy, and it's like when you double bag your groceries. I'm double bagging my plant. Oh. A little chapstick, make a little hole, and pop her in. Hopefully it roots, because if this doesn't root, I really don't know if I'm gonna have a Burley Marks fantasy anymore, because the bottom of the plant just does not look very happy, so we'll just have to see. But anyway, there she is, looking funny. Hopefully this will straighten out or something. I have no idea. Oh, maybe a chopstick in here would straighten it out. Ooh, it did straighten it out. This is my plant Velcro. I love this stuff. It's reusable, great to keep plants on point, keep them doing what you want them to do. Keep your plants trained. I'm a big fan of training plants so that they look and do exactly what and how you want. So there it is, cutie. It's really cute, actually. I love it. I wanted to show you this little box of propagations. I have a little melanochrysum and a, what is this, alocasia, variegated alocasia in here. And it's just soil, and I keep it in this little box. And the reason why I use soil on this one is because they already have roots, and so I just poked holes at the bottom of it. And this is something, this is a little container I just got like from the deli with some like chicken salad sandwich or something like that. And this is a much crustier version of whatever that is, and it's my wet stick prop box, and I used cocoa peat for this, but that was a bad idea because cocoa peat takes a really long time to dry out, so a lot of these, honestly, I bet are completely useless and or rotted. So we have some Burley Marks Fantasy wet stick in here. Oh, this one actually put out a leaf. Oh, this one actually rooted. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. I will take a root. Gently, I will pull up the root. Now that's exciting. Look at that. Okay, cool. Very cool. So it wasn't a complete fail, but I would say out of like all the ones that I put in here, I definitely should have had more. So anyway, most of these are not viable. All right, so from what I have, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that are looking better. I have another one of these, but I haven't finished eating the food out of it, and I'm tempted to like put it in a bowl so that I can use this again, so I can use the other one, because this is like perfect. got my sphagnum moss from my last repotting video. This is like recycled from Nicole, actually. We're just gonna use it again. You can totally do that with spag. That's one of the reasons that people like it. And specifically for this purpose, it's way better. So I'm just gonna plop these in here. This is a top cutting from off that runner, and you can see there's like a little something growing, but I don't know if it'll actually come out. We'll just have to see. Now this is exciting. This one deserves like the best spot. Where can I put it? I'm trying to like bury the root a little too. Ooh, there we go, that's good. I think it'll like that spot. You can't even see what I'm doing. I'm just tucking them in. Okay, there we go. Wet stick attempt number 2. It's not my second attempt ever, but with these specific plants, my second attempt. We're just going to pop this in the IKEA greenhouse right underneath the grow light so it's getting plenty of warmth and sunlight, fake sunlight, but they don't know that, and see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. This babe needs to be repotted. And yeah, it definitely needs to be repotted. And I kind of want to put it in this pot. I think that'd be very cute. What do you think? I like it, yeah. I think this plant would look really cute on the wall too, but I don't have a big enough, or like I don't have the right size of lipped pot for it. So we're just gonna put it in this one, and at the point when it has like a bunch of leaves and it'll make like a really cute sort of hanging plant, then I will put it up there. But for now, it's just gonna chill on a surface. So I'm actually gonna reuse like all of the soil because it's just De La tanks that I made, or not made, that I potted it in just a couple months ago. So I'm just gonna use all of this still. Oh. That hurt my teeth. Sorry to my dentist if you're watching. I know you're not watching, but no, it's right back down. I don't know when it cut me off, but I've been recording for like an hour at this point, possibly more, but how cute. It looks really nice in this pot. I really like that for it. Last thing that I think I want to do, before I finish, I will do a quick look around just to make sure, but I think that I want to pot these Adansonii together. Ooh, we have some growth points from non-top cuttings. That's exciting. Yeah, I think like all of these have something to show for itself. That's exciting. I love it. I'll show you up close. Can you see? They look so cute. I'm trying to be gentle when I tamp it down because there's a lot of those delicate new growth points. I want to be careful with them. But cutie! Oh, I love it. I just love it. When it has more development as far as new growth goes, as I said earlier, I will be planting it in a bigger pot with a pole in it, but we are just not there yet. That is going to be the end of this plant chores video. I hope that you enjoyed. I realized that I forgot to say goodbye, but hopefully watching me clean up is just as satisfying. Don't forget to check out Green Chef. You can use the code DelaPlants130 to get $130 off plus free shipping on your first box. I'll have all the information linked down below in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!